I've been all over. Not thoroughly and not for long, but all over. I've been from the south. I've been all the way from the Belize border to TJ, you know, here and there, off and on. One of the neat things about the book that was a real pleasure. This was one of my fun books to write. Some are fun, some are not. This was a really a delight for me to write. I had no real idea what was going to happen, but I had such powerful things working in my imagination and in the newspapers and even on the page that the book just kind of took its own direction, and I just kind of held on. And it was fun to write. And one of the things that made the book fun to write was a trip that I took as a young man back when I was 25, 28 years old, well out of college, but you know, way before I was married, kind of thing. And I went down to I went through the Sierra Madre Mountains in Mexico on the Copper Canyon Railroad, which is a really cool thing to do. And it takes you up into the mountains and then down into the canyon and all the way down to the rivers and then back up the other side, and then you take a plane home and stuff. And I didn't understand it at the time because I was just a tourist and a naive young man. But that train was taking us through the heart of Mexico's drug lands. That's where the marijuana was grown and the poppies were grown, some of them. But more importantly, it's where the culture of drugs was at its very best, headquartered in Sinaloa. That's where the Sierra Madre lies, part of it. And I was too young to really see it then, but I took a lot of pictures then. And as I came to read about the Mexico of today, sure enough, that's the capital of the drug trade there, Sinaloa State, and the Sierra Madre Mountains, and they have been lawless mountains for forever. You know, the Apache Indians were in there, and the settlers could never get the Apaches under control, and the Mexican government can't get the drug runners under control there. It's a wild, wild, violent area. And so I was there, and I took pictures, and I interviewed people, and I talked to people, and I was there for a while, so I got to finally write about it, and I carried those memories around for a while. And so the stuff in there where Charlie goes down to try to rescue hapless Jimmy Holdstock, who's been kidnapped by the cartel guy, I've been there and I've seen that, and it's very poetic and very, very strong stuff that you see when you're down there. It's beautiful country, and when you realize what's really going on down there and graph that onto your memories, it's kind of a neat thing. All writers live by their memories and their eyeballs and what they experienced that day. And you may write something in your book that happened, you know, that lunch, or you may write something in your book that happened 30 years ago, which is when I was in the Sierra Madre. And I read books now about reporters, written by reporters who've been down to the Sierra Madre and reporting about the violence and the camps and the cartels and the slaughters and all that stuff that's going on in those mountains. And I can remember how beautiful they were when I was there, and it makes the writing rich. So it was nice to be able to draw on that memory.